Join Bobby for The Takeover every Tuesday night as she tackles tough subjects with her trademark humor and wit. We guarantee you'll be educated, edified, and also entertained. So join us at 8 p.m. every Tuesday night, right here on Trailblazers Radio.
Is off. Hello, can y'all hear me now? I hope so. I am here. It's 8 o'clock. This was the hardest thing to do today. I have been sick and nauseous all day. And all I wanted was my mama to make me some soup, but that did not happen. That just did not happen. I just am drained. I'm drained and I'm tired. And it feels like I'm tired, dude. I'm tired. I just haven't been well today. Between nausea and the other thing, it has been such a long day, and you realize how sometimes you when you're alone or you don't have kids, which is what's going to be part of the show today. When you don't have nobody get you a cup of water, you feel me? Like, it's just, I don't know. So this will be done mostly without notes because I don't know where I put them. I forgot. They're probably in the car somewhere. This won't be a long show because I'm not going to embarrass myself by getting sick on the show. I'm really drained. I don't have any ice. I'm dehydrated. That's the sad part. But the good part is that God is still good. And he reigns on the throne. And he endures forever and ever. I didn't get to ask my guest on. It's just so much today. But this is not a sad broadcast. This is a blessing. This is a godsend. God has done exactly what he said he's going to do. And so we're here on Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. And now we're about to take over. I don't know what we're going to take over. I don't know. I'm sorry about my shirt. I don't know. Try not to show scars and stuff. I usually wouldn't wear this, but I am so tired right now. I cannot muster up the strength to do what I would normally do. So everybody bear with me. I have been in conference with Jesus and the Father about something that had been bothering me from, I had watched somebody preach. And it's about producing and being a woman and having a long-term illness and you're in a committed relationship. Because I don't think people understand that though times have changed, the Bible does not. It just doesn't change. And so there are certain things that women are assigned to do. I don't know if that's the word I'm looking for, in a relationship. And so when that becomes compromised by illness, what do you do? How do you maintain a relationship with someone when you are not all the way you? And this is where the conversation of worth comes back in. This is where the conversation of commitment comes in. This is the conversation of, are you going to be there when I'm not all the way there? You understand? Because being ill for a long time takes a toll not on the person that is ill, but it also takes a toll on the children, significant others, and family of the person that's ill. And so I wanted to focus on just women. I don't know how different it is for a man when he cannot produce in the way that he produced before he became ill. And so I have to focus on what I know and where I am. And my boyfriend said something to me, and I can't remember exactly what it was, but when he said it, I burst into tears. It wasn't something hurtful. It just was something that I did not know bothered me until he mentioned it. And that is being all of me, being who I am, even in sickness, even in, like right now, not feeling well, even in what I'm going through. And I think one of the things that bothered me the most was the mastectomy, the double mastectomy. It even though I don't mind not wearing the prosthetics and all the other stuff, it doesn't. Because it's me. It's me, and that's it. I do worry, and I do have apprehension about what is going to happen when he comes home to me. And I'm still not all of what I was before he left. And I don't, I have a mentor who gives me great advice, and she talks to me, but I did not want to delve into the privacy of her marriage, of how she maintained the intimacy, though it be sexual or just touching and just being there and cuddling and just all of that. How do you maintain that when you don't, and I'm talking about me, when I don't even want to look at myself in the mirror? Feel me? Like, I don't want it. To me, it's just a massive deformity, and I don't want to do that. And if I don't want to do it, how do I get beyond the idea that the other person does? You understand? And so here I am, and I'm asking the question: how do you continue to produce in a situation where your reproductive ability is gone, your drive to be intimate and sexy and sexual and just being cuddly and touchy is gone, because you are dealing with an illness. And I think that there may be thousands of women that are dealing with this issue, and they just don't have any answers. And some of them deal with it with anger. Some of them deal with it with I deal with it not with anger. I deal with it with humor. I just laugh it off. I laugh it off until it's not funny anymore, and then I'm crying about it. And I keep saying to myself, things would have been different if I had had children before this, because then I would have the validation that I need, not nobody else, just me, that I was a woman. Because me, personally, being a woman is being able to reproduce and multiply what your husband gave you, to be able to give them a lineage, to give them something that will carry on and on. And that's just that's my personal thing. And in the last year or so, I've had to pull back on that, and I've had to reevaluate that definition, because the reproduction of children has been out of the question since I was in my late 20s, when I had a hysterectomy. And so I stopped thinking about it, really, in reference to me. And I just started really just picking up godchildren off the side of the road, I guess. But now we're at this point in my life where I'm with somebody that I really truly am in love with. And I have been chopped and screwed. You feel me? Like I have been cut open and rearranged, and I'm trying to come to some kind of agreement with myself that all of this is okay. Now I get it. You can tell me that, and I heard people, and um, I appreciate the encouragement, but it's me that has to get that. It's me that has to understand that, and it's missing me. To be honest, it's like really missing me. I'm missing it. So anyway, let me go back a little bit to a show that we did right before, because I think I've been gone for like 2 weeks. And so there was a show that we did, and we talked about lying at the end. And what I want to do is I want to apologize because I was wrong. Just said I was just wrong. God revealed to me that I was wrong about lying. A liar, no matter what kind of liar, will not tarry in his sight, period. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And what I was really talking about, he told me, was encouragement. There's the difference between lying to someone and being encouragement. If the dress is ugly or the child's picture is ugly, and you say that it's pretty and that it works out and that and they should keep working on it, whatever, that's encouragement. That's not lying. I'm encouraging you to go after your dream to be a painter. I'm encouraging you to lose a few more pounds, so the dress or whatever. And so I want to retract what I said, because it made it seem like that I thought lying was okay. I'm sorry. Excuse me. And it's really not. So excuse me, y'all. I'm sorry. So back to what I was talking about. I just think that, and this won't be a long show. I have, as a matter of fact, I don't have any viewers right now, which is fine by me because it just won't be a long show. But I wanted to come back because I did not want to keep missing shows. I wanted to also mention my prayer breakfast on May 21st. And I also wanted to mention Uppity Negro Apparel, which I would love for you to shop. It's Uppity Negro Apparel.store. And so before I really fade all the way out, I just think that women should have a discussion with other women. But I also think that the most important discussion you should have is with your significant other about how you really feel about what is going on in your body, what is going on in your life, what is going on in your mind. Because to assume, I don't care how many years y'all been married, because to assume that it is okay with that everything is okay when there is no, the intimacy has changed, the level of touching has changed, the conversation that there is, to assume that everything is okay because you think everything is okay because you've got the smile and the banter and the attitude of somebody who is not okay. It really isn't, and it's detrimental to you, because when the buck stops and everything and the lights are out and you're all alone, you're really all alone because you haven't connected with anybody in order to get these feelings and emotions and all of this out of your system. You just have not. And it's not good for you. It really isn't. I have always struggled with, since my hysterectomy, I've struggled with the fact that I could not have children. And I still struggle with it. I still struggle with it to this day. But it is a struggle that is managed, because there is a finality, excuse me, to what the procedure that was performed. There's a finality to that, unless Jesus coming in and he's just gonna put another one in it. But I think this is a different level of how I feel about my womanhood when you've taken away my breast and you've taken away what I considered my covering, which is the hair that I had before, even though it's growing back. And I do feel less feminine. I do feel like I'm not really a woman anymore. I do. I feel that. Though it is not a true statement of my circumstances, it doesn't negate the fact that I feel that. And yes, I understand that my breasts do not make me a woman, or having children. I understand that completely. I do. Still doesn't negate the fact that I feel the way that I feel. That is it. But I think that a lot of women don't have these discussions about being in a long-term illness and being in a long-term relationship, because they really don't want anyone to know how unalright you can feel, you know. Intimacy is such a big part of a relationship, and I'm not even talking about sex. Sex is, but intimacy, the art of holding hands and, oh, excuse me, I'm so sorry. The art of holding hands and touching and talking and just, talking about nothing, just laying with each other and knowing and feeling all of that is such an integral part of being in a relationship. And when you don't want to do that because you feel basically gross, it changes the dynamics of your relationship. It changes the dynamics of who you think you are to them, and who you think they think you are to them. All of that. And I am on there talking about it, but I have no answers. I don't have a 12-step program or a 3-step program about it. I don't know what you do. I don't know how you fix that. And so maybe this episode would be the question. And then the next time we do this, when I feel better, it will be the answers. Because I am at a place now where I'm just asking God the same question over and over again. Why don't I still feel like a woman? Why don't I feel like, even though I cannot produce a physical person, that I produce greatly in the ministry, that I keep fighting and I keep telling people about him, and I keep encouraging people like they were my children. I keep encouraging men like they were my sons, and encouraging women like that. And that should be enough. And I'm not satisfied with that. I'm not satisfied because I don't think it's enough. I think that I don't do enough, that there has to be more. And that my physical limitations are keeping me from being and doing more. And I think that's the gist of what I wanted to say. But like I said, I don't have any answers. I have a lot of questions, but I don't have any answers. I kept reading about Leah and Rachel, and the sisters who were married to one man, and his name just flew out of my head. It starts with a J. He's the father of the tribes of Judah. And I didn't understand what God was doing, because Rachel was the love of Jay's life. It's not Joshua, it's Jacob, I think. I think it was Jacob. And Jacob wanted Rachel. He loved Rachel. He just loved Rachel. But he got Leah because Leah's daddy was a butt, and gave her to him on the wedding night instead of giving him Rachel. But anyway, though Rachel was loved by Jacob, Leah was the one that kept getting blessed by God to have children. And I'm confused by that. I don't know the message or the meaning behind that. Like, first he saw that she wasn't loved by him, so she gave her a child. Then he heard her weeping and upset because he didn't love her like he loved Rachel, and he gave her another child. And then he felt her anguish at not being loved by him, and he gave her another child. And Rachel yet could not have any children, even though she was the one being loved by him. And I don't understand the lesson in that. And I know there's one. I know that there's one. I know there's a lesson in that, and but I'm missing it. I'm missing the lesson, and I'm totally missing the lesson. But I know there's one, and I hope it comes to me soon because it's driving me literally crazy. Because and the thing is, Rachel, though she had all of the love of Jacob, still insisted that she needed a child, something tangible between them to solidify or validate that love that he had for her. Because though he did not love Rachel the way he loved Leah, she produced for him lineages that could continue on for all time. And yet Leah wanted what Rachel had, which was the love of the man, not just the seed of the man. What was the lesson? I don't get it. And I'm very rarely, and not bragging, but I'm very rarely stumped by the move of God. And I'm stumped by this one. Because both sisters wanted what the other one had. And both sisters had what the other one had. One wanted the love of the man, but she got she multiplied his seed instead. And one wanted the seed to be multiplied, but all she got was a fervent, just awesome love. And they wrestled with each other and fought with each other instead of getting together and joining to be that, to be the one, both of them to be the one woman that he desired. And that's what I would think that would happen. But then again, I'm a woman and I know how we are. And so I get the fight, I get the battle, you know? So that's where I am. I'm stuck with it. It's in there and it's stuck in there. And that's my dilemma right now is producing a tangible living seed, or the love of that person that carries that seed. Which is more beneficial? Which one would satisfy? And according to them two sisters, neither one, because neither one of them got it, and they was probably getting on his nerve. So he was tired of both of them. If you really want to be real about it, he was probably sick of both of them. But in the context of now and today, and the way the world is, and the way I am at this point, am I saying that the love is enough just because it sounds good and because it's politically correct kind of way? Or am I saying that the love of this man is going to be enough because I have no other choice but to take just that? Because everything else I produce for him or multiply for him will have to be monetary, or things in the home, or to boost to multiply his confidence in himself. So is that enough for a lifetime of togetherness? And then I'm asking that question. It's crazy because is that enough for me or is it enough for him? Oh. So one question always leads to another one. I'm lost. And I don't have anybody on here to have a conversation with. Yeah, so that's it. I'm just lost. And maybe next week I won't be this lost. Maybe next week I won't be so out of it. But I am going to go now. I wanted to get on because I did not want to keep missing shows. I love everybody that's watching, if anybody's watching. And I am just trying to get better. I'm just, and I can't, I don't want, I keep saying it, I don't want to, but it's so true. I'm just literally fighting for my life here. Just want to live. And today I got through another day. And I hope to God that he wakes me up in the morning, I get through another. And I'm just exhausted. And that's just where my life is right now. And I poured out all that I can pour out today, and I have no more to give. So today, the takeover has been taken over. And so we say good night and hope that this little almost 30-minute video is enough to suffice. And I hope you study, and maybe somebody will have some answers for me tomorrow. I literally feel like when I move my head that the floor is moving. I have to go. I love each and every one of you. Thank you for going with me through my journey. My book will be out in May. I'm not sure of the date yet, but it'll be out in May. And go to Uppity Negro Apparel and look for me next Tuesday. I will be here to do the takeover once again. Thank you again for listening.